200,000 subscribers. On the one hand, that could fit 2 average-sized stadiums. On the other hand, Mr. Beast. I feel like over the last few years, it's become less impressive to see content creators hit these kind of milestones, and they're more celebrated around the millions and multiple millions as people continue to make new ground and new leaps and bounds in the industry. But for me, I feel like this might be the most important milestone for me to hit. And in order to explain that, we got to do a little bit of a history lesson. I apologize. So we got to go back to a darker time in my life when I used to make League of Legends content. And that is not a slight towards League of Legends, even though you think that it might be. The obvious joke was sitting there. It was more of a joke towards my own mental health. I uploaded, if you guys didn't know, League of Legends content regularly, honestly, for a very long time before even making this YouTube channel. But then I very much took it seriously and was making YouTube content from about 2013 until 2016 regularly on this YouTube channel. And it took off around in 2014, and I quickly grew to about 145, 150,000 subscribers to this channel. So the bulk of the growth of this channel happened almost 10 years ago. By the way, I apologize if this video has a couple of cuts. I'm not very good at sharing positive emotion and going through things like this, so I need to collect myself a few times and make sure that I want to say what I want to say, yada, yada, yada. In late 2016, I uploaded my last How OP League Used to Be video. This was my big series that I did that garnered me millions and millions of views, and that I was honestly known for a very long time. Even years after that, people would find my stream and still say, "You're that guy who did this." And I was not able to take the mental strain that it was to make that kind of content. I was living out in the middle of nowhere with my parents at the time out in Goochland, Virginia. So I had no friends around me. I had friends online, of course, but if, extroverts and people out there, it's just not the same. You understand. So I was not doing well. I was staying up until 5 a.m. editing. I was getting up at 1 p.m., yada, yada, yada. I was not doing okay. And so I stopped. It wasn't really out of like a choice to better myself or anything. It was literally because I could not bring myself to do it anymore. I stopped making content, and shortly thereafter, probably 6 months or so, I started streaming. And I really like streaming because I knew that I wanted to do content creation. And so I tried streaming, and I loved it. I was really bad at it. I was terrible at it. But I knew that this is exactly what I wanted to try to pursue. And I like streaming because not only did I have the interaction with people again that kind of helped out, but also I was held accountable by those people. With YouTube, I could just take as much time off as I wanted in between videos and no one really batted an eye. But on Twitch, I told everyone that I would be live at exactly the same time every single day, 365 days a year, and I did that for like 3 years. And I still do that to this day, where the scheduled times that my stream starts, I start exactly on time because of that exact reason. If I was not held accountable by my audience, I would not have near the success that I do today. And about a year and a half later, I started uploading again. I hired Andrew Beardbox, the guy who still edits this channel to this day, 4 years ago. I hired him to start making highlight videos for my stream. And they were dog shit. It was so bad. I mean, my content back then was not good. And again, this came from a place of I was not a good person. I'll say that straight up. I was not a good person. I was mentally unwell still. I was not taking care of myself. I was jealous of other content creators that were larger than me. I was spiteful of them. I became hateful of my own friends. I was not a good person. I thought that I was edgy. I was a douchebag. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like who I was. And it took me until 2019. I moved down to Colorado. I was fairly successful at streaming. And I finally hit rock bottom. It was the first time since middle school that I had suicidal thoughts. I wanted to kill myself. This is what it is. If you've been there, you know what it feels like. I knew that enough was enough, and I got therapy. I went back into therapy for the first time in over 10 years, and I very quickly realized with my therapist that I hated everybody else because of my own hatred for myself. I hated who I was. It wasn't that I wasn't comfortable with myself. I didn't love myself. I hated who I was. And still to this day, I look back at that guy. Fuck that guy. I still hate that guy. He was a piece of shit. And I worked my ass off to change myself. And about a year later, through bettering myself and then pushing that into my own content and focusing only on my own content, I was no longer being resentful of other content creators. I realized why they had their success and was happy for them. And I was a lot happier overall. And I think that that showed in my content. And my channel started growing for the first time. The first time in 4 years. Every single month before then, we netted negative in subscribers. Barely gained any, usually just bled subscribers. It's the term in the industry. We started gaining subscribers. And then over the next 3 years, I gained all of the subscriber loss back and then some. To now, the channel is doing fantastically because I'm doing fantastically. And I can say that. You know, I still have my own struggles, still in therapy, but I'm happier now. I feel like I am a much better version of myself. Fuck that guy 4 years ago. But I'm happier. I like myself now. I like the content that I make. I like the people that are around me, both in terms of my friends, partner, my audience. And my audience is one of the nicest, kindest, and most welcoming that I've ever seen. I just am extremely happy with everything that I have right now. I don't take any of it for granted because a lot of times I don't feel like I deserve it. I really appreciate all of you being a part of my community. And I'm looking forward to the future for once. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.